Hey guys, Saf coming at you with another episode of the free-to-play series. Today is a big milestone day for my account. We have been hard blocked by these stage 7 void keep for the past like 4 or 5 days. You know, we haven't been able to do it because obviously the keep is not open, and we were waiting on all of these missions to complete it. As I said in my last episode, I wanted to make sure I got this sacred before the end of the weekend, so I have forecasted everything I need to do. So in this video, we're going to go and try and complete as many of the missions afterwards as well, and we're just going to kind of give an update of where we are. Let's just basically go through all of these. I don't know why that's bringing that message up. Why is that broken there? Let's just go and accept all of these missions. We're going to climb on through. You can see I predicted and I prepared. We need to go and win a total of 5 5-star or 6-star artifacts from Fire Knight. Well, if you saw my last live stream, we worked pretty hard. We got Fire Knight 13 down. So we are going to be looking for that. Do we get Rhonda? No. We've been sitting here waiting to try and get Rhonda. That's what I'm saving my first essence for. If I get a Rhonda or another champion, if I get some kind of the sacreds, it's quite a big deal. Nothing else in here is worth picking up right now. I'm saving the soul stones for the stream later on. So we do have some chests here we can pick up. The thing to note with early game is actually some of these clan quests, even the elite ones, are actually quite achievable. I picked up the one that was this 200 speed in tag team arena offense battle, wins only. In bronze one, you can win a lot of times, right? You just need to recycle them. So that was an easy 350 for me. I think the other one I picked up then, I picked up one of each to give it a fair shout for the rest of my clan members. The next one I picked up here was have I picked this one up? Or maybe I picked up 2 in the basic. It could have been that I picked up 2 in the basic here. Where are we talking? There I am. Yeah, 2. Again, increased speed in classic offense battles and 5 simultaneous debuffs in Spider stage 5. That's easy 200 clan shop. If I wanted to, I could buy more clan energy, although I am kind of like just keeping a little bit of a stockpile there. So it's good that we got that done. We do have clan boss here. I'm now 2 keying hard and 1 key in normal, so we are making lots of progress. Considering we only have 160 with masteries, that's pretty good progress. None of these are any good, to be honest. The potions are a bit of a help. Clan bosses give you an awful lot of potions. We get a rare book that's actually quite nice, and then we get a decent 4-star. The gear is nothing crazy, but Clan Boss gives me access to potions right now. This is the first time I've logged onto my account today, so I'm a little bit behind the curve. We're just collecting all these missions up here. There is a Fire Knight ×3 Savage going on. I am not interested in the free-to-play, the ×3 Savage, okay? These rewards are inaccessible for me right now in Fire Knight. We will do it to complete this mission, but we are not going to do it for any other purpose. And obviously, Galex Path has just spawned. I'll try and get some things, but again, maybe a chicken will be nice. None of these rewards kind of scream to me that I need to go get them. I'll probably go down the left-hand path to try and get that Ancient Shard, and the 25 gems is nice to get as well. So let's go do Fire Knight stage 5. Now we're going to probably do a lower stage because we don't really want to do the difficulties up here. We can probably just smash stage 10 pretty comfortably, I'd have thought. Let's just throw in this team on. I think we need to get rid of these 2 because we kind of don't need them anymore. We'll throw in Arogrim and we'll just throw in Rhonda. I think that on auto should just get us some gear. It's not the highest stage that I can run. I could probably automatically run stage 13 if I built my teams again, but I moved gear around. Gear in the early game is very difficult. You're kind of like micromanaging lots of different gear. You end up moving gear off the champions you've got built to be able to achieve some different outcomes. Obviously, we've had missions to achieve here, so I had to build my Armiger up a bit more, but I don't use him in any other places right now. Arogrim, Kale, Rhonda, and Deacon are kind of like my formed dungeon team. They're pretty much in every single dungeon team that I run right now. So this is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We've got Rhonda in the team, so she's in Relentless as well. The shield should stay down pretty much, and then once the shield is down, we're going to hopefully get Deacon and Diabolus just helping us try and keep it down and keep us healed up as well. Arogrim here is going to use those continuous heals. Although my Arogrim is not booked. Not booked Arogrim is very difficult. It's 5 and 6 turn cooldown, so it's actually quite hard to get a lot of value out of him. But stage 10, it's not going to hit very hard. I'm not too concerned. So we're going to jump back into this video once I complete this mission. So we finish that and we get a lightning offer. Amazing. This is how you deal with lightning offers. No. terrible model, terrible models, trying to convince you that the deal is so important you can't afford to miss it. They may be okay deals sometimes, but I'll be honest, I don't like the model at all. So we've managed to complete that. Great. Now we need to ascend a champion to level 5 ascension. I'm prepared for this. I've got multiple champions here. We're probably going to do a Rogrim. Let's ascend him. Boom. We won't ascend him to level 6 because he's a void champion, and we have a mission towards Arbiter's End Path where you have to ascend one of each affinity, and it is not retroactive. So he'll remain at rank 5 ascendancy for a while. We can finally put an amulet on him. Ideally, we'd have liked something with accuracy, but we're just going to throw on a HP amulet there just to make him slightly tankier. So that's another mission completed. We are piling through it. Then we can accept another chain of missions here. Now we need to win a total of 5 4-star, 6-star accessories from stage 5 higher on Spider's Den. So luckily I've got a auto farm, solo farm. We've got some different rewards here. That's cool. Let's just grab that. So we can go to spiders, and we have got a solo kale build that we're using food on. Pretty much amazing for this job here. We'll just take these out because they don't get energy. They don't need experience there, and we're just going to add in 4 more champions. And this is, it's not 100% at the moment because obviously the poisons, if you fall into a bad rotation, is pretty rough. But this build is pretty good. Shout out to Mangu in the free-to-play community that is part of this tournament, who came up with the idea originally. That's the way I first saw it. He showed his mastery build. And this works really because of the masteries. We have got Whirlwind of Death on our Kale, which means when he kills 3 enemies, he gains 18 speed, which he's going to do a lot in this dungeon. He's also got the Spirit Haste, which means he gains, I think, 8 speed per dead ally. So once there are 3 dead allies, he gains 24 more speed. So I'm gaining around about 42 extra speed here without actually needing the gear, which means we can cycle around and kill these spiders quickly. Now, the important thing is we're doing this on stage 10. Stage 10 has a bug in which there is a higher than normal odds of getting rank 5 jewelry. It's a bug that has been introduced into the game code. It might get fixed at some point in the future. If it does, everyone is going to be disappointed. But actually at rank 10, this is really good because it means that I'm getting decent rewards. I'm getting what I would normally get at stage 16 or 20 in terms of the tournament points, in terms of energy per tournament points conversion, which means that it is a decent place to sit my Kale and farm. At the same time, I'm doing a little bit of food farming, although it's not crazy amounts. It's not like this is going to make or break my champion leveling. But you can see here, he's pretty comfortably staying alive. The only risk you have sometimes is if he kind of cycles with his different abilities and he ends up having lots of spiderlings awake. He does have Cycle of Violence, which means he has a chance to reduce the cooldown of one of his abilities. He also has Cycle of Magic, which means when he takes a turn, he has a chance to reduce the cooldown of one of his abilities. The goal is really, can we try and keep the A2 and the A3 off cooldown as much as possible? And you can see he is pumping his way through it. The poison damage is not crazy because the spider is obviously minus 90% to poisons, but his on-hit damage with lifesteal is keeping him alive. So this is solo comfortable. We need to run this 5 times to complete the next mission. So I will jump back in at the end of that mission. So we have beaten another stage of those missions now. We are barreling towards that Sacred Shard. We pick up another bunch of rewards. Now we need to do 1.5 million to the Demon Lord. That is pretty comfortable. I am 2 keying hard and 1 keying normal at the moment, although because I haven't been able to play as much today, I probably won't be able to do one or the other. And it is a bad affinity here for us to do that, but it's still okay. This is the team I'm running at the moment. I will be at some point subbing in Coffin Smasher. Coffin Smasher will be replacing my Runic Warder, purely because that gives me more reliable decrease attack. So all we need to do here is 1.5 million damage. That is pretty easy. I've been doing about 5 million damage to hard so far. Because we do have Rhonda, who is in Relentless, and she also has a passive. Whenever you attack an enemy, when she's ascended to 3-star, then there is a chance, like now, she's going to join in with her A1. It's especially powerful on a strong or normal affinity on 50% or less HP because you get that bonus attack. If the boss or target that you hit with Rhonda's A1 has less than 50% HP, she attacks 4 times instead of 3 times. If I obviously had masteries on her, she would be doing a lot of damage. Although her A3, I tend to find right now, is still more damage than her A1 for even this affinity here, especially now that she's negative affinity, so we can get some more damage going. So you can see it's quite comfortable for me to pump a lot of poisons, and early game poisons in Clan Boss is where you are kind of, doing all your damage. This team is not speed tuned. This team is not built in any specific way. It is not built in a specific sort of plan. However, I have put the right roles in here, right? I have focused on ensuring I have a decreased attack champion. I've got poisoners. I've put then my other decent champions in. I've got a decreased defense. Although having decreased defense at this stage actually doesn't add an awful lot of damage. I don't see the difference between the attacks when it's on or when it's off, because the enemy's defense is considerably lower than when we are at a higher stage. So you don't gain an awful lot of damage. In fact, probably at this stage, weaken, I should probably consider using Hearken, because I would have thought weaken is going to do more damage than decreased defense at a 25% increase. But really, the goal here is basically just get as much poisons. Now you can see the inconsistencies with my runic warder. He's pretty good. It's booked up to 50%. So he's got 2 hits, 50% each to land it. But because it's not an A1, if he doesn't land it, then we don't have it. Now, at turn 3, we're not taking an awful lot of damage, so we can tank it. If that fails later on in the fight, then we are in deep trouble. He's also negative affinity, so there's a very good possibility the reason why he didn't land it is because he weak hit. So that is something to consider a lot in the early game. You're not at that position right now, or at least I'm not at that position right now, where I'm sitting here worrying about whether or not I've got the right team setup, whether I'm in a speed tune, whether my speed tune is holding. I'm literally trying to do as much damage with as little resources as possible. So that's why you can see I prioritize the poisons over the A2 for Kayle. Now, obviously as well, when he does his stun is based on the target's HP. So it doesn't matter if decreased attack is not on when he's about to do his stun ability, because this is based on the enemy's max HP, not his own attack. So decreased attack for this crushing force ability does nothing. So we can delay the ability for 1 turn with the hopes that we land it for the next one. Now, we haven't got a Rogrim booked, as I mentioned earlier, so we can't really use him for affinity friendliness, and he's not in any sort of speed tune to be able to do that. So sometimes it falls in line that we can cleanse the sun, often it doesn't. So we're going to do this again, double weak hit. We didn't land the decreased attack. That is the issue with having Runic Warder. When we have Coffin Smasher, we'll have an A1, which has a triple hit A1 chance to do it. So the reliability goes from pretty good to very good. Coffin Smasher is probably the best rare for decreased attack, I'd have thought, in this game, unless it's one of the newer ones. So we're going to put it on auto. I'm not too worried about top chesting here. It is what it is. The big thing here is trying to get the Sacred Shard done and complete the mission. So we're just going to let it run on auto. Normally I'd manual this but for more efficiency, but because I'm late to the game, it's force affinity. 3 of my champions here are magic, and that all of my damage and decreased attack is magic. So that is the downside here. A Rogrim obviously is going to put those poisons on the A3, but it's a 5-turn cooldown, so it's not very reliable. So I'm going to jump back in at the end of the clan boss run, and we're going to see how much damage has been done. So this is going to be one of my worst hard keys because of the affinity. We're going to take some stuns here. We probably could have manualed it for a better solution, but to be honest, we are looking to just progress through. It's about 5 o'clock on a Sunday, so we haven't an awful lot of time to try and get as many of these rewards done. But Kayle, there you go, is down 3.5 million, not the best. My best key, I think, is about 6.5 million. That just shows how affinity can have a massive impact on your clan boss team. But that is enough damage for us to complete another mission. We get an epic book, which should help towards our Orogrim. We complete this mission, and now we need to fuse Justicia. Well, the good news is I was prepared, and I already have the champions. So we're just going to feed these champions in. We're using Faction Guardians. That's fine. We don't really care about that. Let's just take her out for now. Save. We'll put him in the 10 HP. We lose a bit of attack on our Kayle, but it's not the end of the world. And then we put the Heiress in as well. We fuse him, 200,000 silver. Justicia is done, which means we now unlock the Sacred Shard. There we go. Boom, Sacred Shard. And then we can see what we can collect now. So because we've done a lot of things in this game, we can already progress quite a lot through these next missions. We've got to clear stage 10 times auto on Ice Golem. That's doable. We need to earn a champion with 6 level 16 artifacts. earn 3-star. What can we actually complete before we need to pull shards here? This looks like it's possible. Equip a champion with 6 level 16 artifacts. Earn 3 stars on stage 7. Win 1 superior arcane potion from stage 10. It should be fine. We can do stage 10. We've already cleared that. We can do dragon on stage 10. We can clear this. And then we're back to the usual. We're capped based on potion keeps. So we can't get any more shards from these missions because there aren't any, but we're going to be progress capped on when these keeps open up. Now, Magic Keep is going to open up, I think, tomorrow. It opens up Wednesday. The way that they do these missions, it's always in reverse order. So the keeps open in reverse order to the mission. So I won't be able to do this until Wednesday. And then if you look, the next one that's going to come up is going to be Spirit. And Spirit opens tomorrow. And Force opens after that. So you can see it's probably going to go Magic, Spirit, Force. But because we have gone Void, Magic, we have to wait a couple more days. So progress here will be done over the next couple of episodes. We're pretty far along. Is there anything big that is going to cause us? Get 2 rank 6 champions. We've got food pretty much for 2 more rank 6. So 3 in total. We're just waiting for champions. Hopefully we get something out of these sacred shards. We've got to do stage 10. That's easily done. Defeat champions in classic arena. That is just difficult. I'm not finding teams in arena, but that will be something we can do. Equip 2 champions with level 16 artifacts. Should be easily done. Clear stage 7 of Fire Knight. Easily done. We've done 13 already. That's done. That's done. So you can see all of this is pretty comfortable. We just did stage 10 of Spider. So stage 7 should be easy. Upgrade 2 champions to level 60. Easy. 5 million damage to a Demon Lord. We've done 6.5 already. Ascend a champion to level 6. That one seems to be retroactive, so we don't need to worry about that. Spider's Den, we've done it. Win 100 silver or medals. That's arena. Equip 3 champions with level 16. As I said, I've got good champions, so we can do that as well. Hopefully we start getting some better gear to make it worthy of taking to rank 6. And then we just need to do some missions for some masteries here. Then we start getting into stage 13s of Arcane Keep. I think I can do stage 13 as well. We already have the food for the rank 6 chicken there, so that would be the 3rd rank 6. We've got the food ready to go. And then we're just getting towards the mid to early late game dungeon. Stage 13. Stage 16 is when the mid game really kicks off. Stage 20 is when the late game starts kicking off, in my opinion, in terms of like when you move towards from mid to late. So I'm kind of moving out of early into mid now with these missions. Again, ascend 2 champions to level 6. That should be easily done. We've got to clear some of these campaign that's pretty good. Stage 13 of Minnow. I can pretty much closely do stage 15 Minnow on auto. So I haven't bought another set of masteries because I'm pretty sure I can farm them instead. It'll be better. Defeat more enemies in arena. There is nothing in this mission chain that I'm sitting here going, that's going to be difficult. More food for champions. By this point, we should have another rank 6. And then we've got more ascension to do. Upgrade 2 Great Hall bonuses to level 4. I can pretty much take one of them to level 5 already. With the medals I've got, I've just been holding on to them. So yeah, so the next Void Shard there is upgrade 4 champions to level 60. Ascend. The only downside to ascending 4 champions to level 6 is in the next set of missions, we have to ascend 1 of each affinity. So effectively, we have to make 4 rank 6s if we want to do this, which you have to. So it's not very efficient for us. And then obviously Fuse Relic Keeper will be the last one. But we've already got the Justicia for that. So he goes in the vault. These are farmable rares. We don't need to stress about them. We just need to go farm them and probably keep a hold of them in the vault. So for the time being, Justicia goes in my reserve vault. We've got a few different champions. So I'm going to put the shard pulls from that stream now. Okay. 3. We're gonna pull a sacred, then we're gonna pull the ancients, and then we're gonna pull another sacred. Let's go. Oh, I don't want to look. Oh, it's epic. Oh, that's not a great start. Oh, that's awful. It's a terrible start. That was awful. Okay. That's only 1, though. Maybe we'll get something else. Abyssal. Actually not a terrible champion because he's AoE block buffs. Heal. Increased defense. He'll be kept because he might be useful. Another Runic Warder. Oh, an epic. A Delver. Not terrible. Actually not terrible. Different affinity Nuka. I said this was needed, right? What I said was, obviously Gemba will be coming. Spirit Nuka with decreased defense, self-buffing increased attack, AoE weaken. Actually not terrible. She's actually quite good since they've buffed her, right? So what do we get? We get a heal reduction, which is useful in some places, like Fire Knight potentially. she'll attack one enemy, places a weaken for 3 turns. So it's 100% uptime on weaken. If the target has decreased defense debuff and it can't be resisted, we can run her alongside Deacon, so we don't need accuracy on her. She does self-buffing, and she is she's single AoE, obviously only single target, but she's actually really solid, really interesting, not the worst. And the final rate is a Ironclad. Okay, disappoint me game, give me nothing. Oh my god. So unfortunately, those shards were kind of awful, I gotta say. Like, Magnar is a great champion, but for my level account right now, it's going to be a real struggle, because he will become a decent spider tank, but he doesn't bring an AoE HP burn, so I need to have an AoE HP burner, and the only HP burn champ I have right now is Coffin Smasher. So I don't really need an Arena Nuker, because Kale and Genbo, which I'll be getting from Prime Gaming Rewards, will be kind of like a priority for the arena. He's going to just sit there in the vault at the moment until I have a use for him. This Ripper guy, I have no idea what I think he's just a straight food. Potentially, I mean, he's not even got any AoEs, so he's not really great for faction wars either. So he'll be a food champion at rank 4. It just saves me a bit of utility. Delver is actually very interesting. We could do a lot of work with Delver. I will keep hold of her until I can figure out a better usage, but obviously, it's an AoE decreased defense for faction wars will really help. Potentially long term with a weaken in clan boss as well could be interesting. But it's not the ally protector we really wanted, and we're still kind of in the same dilemma now of who do we 60? Who is next on the list? I'm pretty sure I might do Coffin Smasher. I feel like that's a pretty good option. Orogrim is obviously going to happen at some point. I might just bite the bullet and do either Orogrim and Deacon, just so that I can improve my clan boss. Deacon is more likely to be in clan boss over Orogrim. So on Tuesday, I might go and do Coffin Smasher and Deacon together and just make 2 60s in champion training and just bite the bullet and get it done. I'm pretty close to a third 60. Then we got to do masteries on them. I feel like that tenant of trio is going to be in my clan boss team no matter who else I pick. It could be a pickup, obviously any ally protector. It could be I use Quagon. It could be I use another champion. But those 3 I think are going to be sort of there for now. I will probably keep hold of my Runic Warder in the vault just for faction wars clearing for the time being, but he is a rank 5 I could choose to feed if I want to. In terms of other champions I'm definitely going to feed, it will definitely be this Gladiator. He is a great champion looking at it, but not what I need right now. Jizzo is definitely going to go because I don't really need any focus on provoking right now in Hydra or anything like that. And I've got all these rank 4s ready to go here. So that's the end of the episode. I've got some progress to do here on Wednesday. There's no point really pushing these right now because this will hard cap me anyway, and there's nothing in here that's excessively important. The decision I have is whether I use this energy right now or whether I save it for tomorrow for the training tournament that is due to start. It makes sense that I do that tomorrow and then focus on clan versus clan. The only remaining question is, do I pull my Jamasa right now to get this 250 energy, or do I just not worry about it? I don't have the mystery shards to be able to pull it normally because I would need to get around about 200 champions and I only have 64 mystery shards here. Let's pull a random mystery shard to end the stream, this episode. But yeah, so that is the end of the free-to-play series. We did a lot of progress today, but unfortunately all the work towards getting those 2 sacred shards hasn't resulted in anything game-changing. Let's see what happens now over the next week, and the next episode will probably be sometime in the middle of the week. But until then, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.